Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 6, Episode 21. We are almost at the end, you guys. We got one more episode next week. That's the season finale. And then they said that we'll get maybe 3 to 4 episodes for the reunion, so it's going to be a long reunion. Yeah, that's it. So when they were saying it was going to be, 26, 25, 26, 27 episodes, I guess they were including the reunion. I didn't realize they were including the reunion. So, yeah, it's almost over. I guess we'll still get the show to the end of April. So, by May 1st, I guess, or somewhere around there, it'll be done. But, yeah, kind of sad to see it go, you guys. Sorry for all the coughing, you guys. My allergies are crazy. Thank God it rained today. Wash away some of the pollen. I mean, literally, it was just clumps of pollen all on the ground, just yellow clumps all over the place. But anyway, kind of sad to see it go. Even though it's been on forever, I guess it is time for it to go. But yeah, still sad to see it go. But anyway, y'all, this episode wasn't too much. Sort of blah, but you know, we gonna get on through it. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so first off, I know you guys really want me to tease Kenya about her carrying on, about her beloved Velvet being killed yesterday on the episode, but I'm not gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it. Mostly because, look, I am a dog lover. I have 2 dogs. I have a French Bulldog and a Shih Tzu. They're Jazzy and Cookie. If you guys are on my Instagram, you've seen them before. Anyway, you know, I love my dogs, and I would be very upset if, you know, my dogs were killed, especially if I were to see, you know, my dog get strangled by some big ass dog or chewed up or whatever. You know, I probably wouldn't be having to call out sick, and I wouldn't be in the bed crying and, you know, all of that. But, you know, I would probably shed a little tear, and I would be sad about it, you know, because it's part of the family or whatever. But, you know, I'm just going to give Kenya a pass today. I ain't even going to mock the poor child. I got to tell you guys, one time my dog Jasmine, she's a Shih Tzu. I had got home from work one day, and normally I would pull into the garage, and when I open the door to the garage, she is waiting at the door to go in the house. She's usually waiting at the door to go outside, so I let her go outside, run around, and use the bathroom or whatever. Well, my next door neighbor, they have a pit bull named Brandy, and Brandy is usually, you know, tied up. She has a dog house out there, and you know, we have never had any issue with Brandy. You know, Brandy barks at us every day, but you know, she's tied up and we don't worry about it. Well, Brandy wasn't on a goddamn leash this day, so Jasmine ran out there, and Brandy she came galloping down to my house, and all I could hear was a bunch of scuffling, and I turned around, and Jasmine was running like with this terrified look on her face, like top speed from Brandy. Now, Brandy was jumping around, and, you know, she was kind of galloping, and she had her tail was wagging, and, you know, you could tell that she was kind of in a playful mood, but, you know, all I'm thinking is this is a fucking pit bull, and this is my little baby, you know, my little 7-pound Shih Tzu. So I'm screaming, and, you know, I'm trying to kick at the dog and everything, and I'm like, no, and I'm screaming, and of course, when I do all of that, my neighbor hears, you know, me screaming, and my daughter hears me screaming in the house, so everybody comes running out the house, and running up to, you know, up to the dogs, and my neighbor was just like, Brandy, and you know, of course, when everybody's doing all that, finally Brandy stops, like, what the fuck is going on? You know, bitch, just trying to play. You know, she had bit at my dog a couple of times. She never broke her skin or anything. I still really think that she was just playing with her, but still, you know, when you just think pit bull and big dog and little dog, and anyway, she had fucked up my dog forever. Poor Jasmine ain't been the same ever since. She's terrified of almost everything, and I've really got to work with her to try to get her to get more comfortable being around outside, you know, just a whole bunch. But anyway, y'all ain't even, what y'all want to know that story for? Did you want to know it? I said all that to say is, if I would have watched Brandy, you know, mangle my dog, I'm sure that I would have been upset. So that's why I ain't giving Kenya the 3rd degree, even though, you know, she was really taking it to the extra power, but giving her a pass. It was cool that her auntie was there. I don't know what that child would do without her auntie. Her auntie definitely cares about her and is the only one that can kind of, you know, ring that child back in. You know, the auntie was just like, well, you know, this is probably God's way of moving, you know, Velvet out of your life so that you can make room for this new baby. Don't you think that, you know, you could give this same kind of love to your baby? And, you know, Kenya's just like, yes. No, look, whatever. Okay, the dog is dead. So I'm going to give her a pass. Okay, so we got Nene, and she is showing us that she is a multi-layered, multifaceted woman. Not only is she a dancer and Dancer with the Stars, not only is she a reality star, not only is she an actress, but she's also a clothing designer. Yes, because of the fabulous fashion sense of Nene, you too can buy some cut-off, rolled-up jeans that are ill-fitting, just like the ones Nene wears. She meets with her manager, and he has proofs or sketches or whatever the designs that's going to be on her fashion line, and they're also talking about, you know, different things that's going on with her career. So he's just like, well, why haven't you, you know, you weren't interested in some of the scripts that I sent over? And she's just kind of real nonchalant, eating, drinking, like, not really. And he said, you weren't interested in the TV show with Bill Bellamy and John Lovitz? And she was just like, no, I didn't even really read it. Y'all, I'm sorry, no shade or nothing, but I think I'm with Nene when I say I'm a pass on the show with Bill Bellamy and John Lovitz, okay? I know that John Lovitz is a well-known actor and everything, but Bill Bellamy, like, you know, I ain't really checking for Bill Bellamy. I ain't really checking for John Lovitz either. Not in, you know. That Bill Bellamy is a strange looking motherfucker. Have you just looked at his head? Like, I don't know what happened, because I used to think that Bill Bellamy was so cute back in the day. But somewhere along the line, we done took a wrong turn, and his head is so humongous, and his face, all that's so big for his little old skinny body, ain't it? Have y'all noticed? He look like one of them fucking Steve Madden doll models. Y'all used to remember the Steve Madden ads? He just strange looking. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. Anyways, you guys, Nene is going on and on about how she can't promise that she's going to go to an acting coach. You know, the manager's trying to tell her that if she wanted more dramatic roles, that, you know, she needed to hone her chops and, you know, make sure she can channel her emotions and all this. And she was just like, no, she can't promise she's going to do that because, you know, it takes away some of the raw talent. He says that he would like her to be on a show like Scandal. And she says she doesn't even watch Scandal because, you know, she doesn't have to watch what's going on in Hollywood because she's just so busy. Now, I don't know what the fuck she doing, but, you know, hey, we don't know Nene's schedule, but whatever it is, she ain't doing it in front of us. For you people that act out there, how do y'all feel about that? I mean, what is it? What do you mean you don't go to acting coach and that it takes away the raw talent? I mean, you ain't fucking Meryl Streep. I mean, I know there's natural acting ability and all of that, but a coach definitely cannot hurt. I mean, that kind of seemed like that was a stupid thing to say, but hey, I don't know, maybe not. I'm not an actress. Damn manager seemed like he was afraid of her a little bit. And I was like, see, this manager ain't the right one for her. She need one of them no-nonsense 300-pound Jewish managers, okay, that ain't gonna stand for the bullshit, okay, because she running over this little poor little man. He can't stand up to the white-haired monster. But anyways, later on she goes to meet with her team. That's helping her with this clothing line. Nene's not happy with anything, okay? They show her some leather panel dress with the, you know, that looked like it might have been wool on the bottom or some sort of cotton blend on the bottom. And she doesn't like that. It should, the leather should be leggings. And then she doesn't like a shirt. She says it's too small. And I was like, what is she talking about? It's too small. I mean, aren't these samples? I mean, is she trying to shit on for herself? I'm thinking like, fuck, the models that they use samples for always are like a size 2, or I just was confused if these was just supposed to be for her or was she just supposed to be looking at it, whatever. To make a long story short, she ain't like shit, okay? Everything was kind of monochromatic. Everything was either black or dark gray, and she lets them know that this is not what she's talking about. You know, we need to go back to the drawing board. Then at a last ditch effort, somebody brings out this royal bluish colored, sort of like a poncho, off the shoulder, tight arms, square, big size, I was just like, that's some fucking shit you can get at Forever 21. Not that there's anything wrong with Forever 21, because I got this jacket from Forever 21, but what I'm trying to say is, what is you trying to put out? Okay, maybe we got a communication problem between you and your team, because that shit that you put on was so 100% different than the shit that they were showing you. And I'm thinking like, she's all like, this is the piece, this is it, yes, you guys know this is what I wear. And I was just like, well, if this is what the fuck you want to put out, Goddamn, you don't even need a team for that. That shit is really basic and very much already available and, very much affordable. I don't know what she thinks she's going to be able to charge. I mean, hopefully she realizes that these kind of things is going to be very inexpensive. And I don't know, y'all. I'm just letting you know that we was a little confused with exactly what Nene was asking for of her line. Can't say that we didn't already see this coming. I had already told you guys about the bind that Peter was in with Bar One in my top of the blogs, which was that supposedly he was paying the landlord of the property that Bar One is in, and the person who owned the property hadn't been paying the mortgage. So now the owner was in, at the time of the show, the owner was risking to be in foreclosure. And supposedly, Peter was, once he realized that the man wasn't paying the rent, that he started up an escrow account with his lawyer and had been paying his lawyer. Okay, that's what the story is today. But as of the show, he said that he had been paying the man the rent and the man had been paying the mortgage, and now it's in threat of being foreclosed. He didn't really know what was going on. Cynthia's upset about this because not only is Bar One wrapped up in the shit, but so is her school. She kept calling it industry, but I guess that's her school across the street. And, before Peter told us that he bought the building, remember? Well, now we find out, no, he didn't buy the building. He's leasing the building, leasing to own the building. And the owners of Bar One also own that property, which means that they ain't paying that shit across the street either. Now, Peter and Cynthia are kind of in a fucked up place. Now, Cynthia's pissed off about it. She's going on and on about how she's tired of this. She doesn't feel like starting over. She doesn't know why she has to be the last to find out everything. And Peter's just like, I don't want to tell you things because, you're going to freak out. I mean, I can see both sides. However, okay, maybe you want to be giving somebody a heads up when, their school is about to be snatched out from underneath them. It's different when it's just Bar One. The problem here is just that Cynthia and Peter both have different mentalities. Peter has a hustler's mentality, which means that if I don't make it here, I can make it anywhere. Okay, it's like, this shit didn't work out. Okay, let's just pick up and go do something else over here. Okay, now Cynthia is more of like me. Like, I need to be settled. I need to know what the fuck is going on. I'm going to get there and I'm going to sit my ass down because I plan on being here for some time. Okay, all this moving around and always going with a new idea and shit, that is so 100% not Roxanne. You guys know that I'm a Capricorn. So, Peter's trying to reassure her, don't worry about it. Okay, I promise you everything is going to be okay. We're not going to lose the place. But she was just like, you know what, Peter, you cannot promise me that because you don't know that for sure. So in the meantime, while we trying to figure all this shit out, what am I supposed to be telling everybody? Because Cynthia's on a TV show. But the shit that's happened with Peter in the past, with his uptown restaurant, her losing all that money, she's got to save face now. People are going to be asking her. People are going to be like, oh, I told you so. That nigga ain't never got no money. You giving him all your money. He's doing all this. He's a bad business person. All of this, that, and the other. She was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? He says, listen, if your mama asks, your sister, anybody else asks, tell them I'm handling my business. Oh, okay, well, easier said than done. You ain't handling that shit that well if you fixing to be out on the street. I'm not clear on this whole story because supposedly if he had been saving up his money with the escrow, it seemed like he would have had enough money to buy the property. And that's what he said that he was thinking about doing in the show. But for whatever reason now, it looks like they are going to just let Bar One go and that he's going to be moving somewhere else. So I'm not real sure. But, hey, I ain't got nothing else to say. Good luck to the Bailey Thomases on that. Alright, you guys, what else can we do but embrace this damn play? Okay, it's ours. Okay, we got it for this episode and next week's episode. It's here. So, Portia's in the studio and she is singing because, all this being in Kandi's play and everything has resurrected her desire to become a singer again. She's singing some song that her and her producer wrote some shit about I pity the fool, a fool in the pity, I pity a fool in love, I played the fool in love or something like that. And, she explains to us that being in Kandi's play has, really made her want to sing again. She's been so wore down from this divorce and I'm telling you, I'm so fucking tired of hearing about this goddamn divorce. Like, I'm not trying to belittle the emotions that come along with a divorce and everything. But goddamn, you was only married for 2 fucking years. Not even quite 2 years. Like, how fucking broke woke up? Are you over this whole thing? Like, girl, move on, shit. I know that's not nice. I know that's not realistic, but I mean, ain't y'all tired of hearing about how she's so wore out from this divorce? Anyways, Kandi gets on down to the studio because, you know, Portia need to get some act right, okay? Bitch been about that bullshit. So, you know, Kandi gets in there and Portia excuses everybody and they have a little talk. Look at Portia working.
I know. This has been like therapy for me because this divorce has been so hard on me. I just come in here and sing. I haven't wanted to do anything else. I almost didn't even come to rehearsal today.
Girl, why are you telling Kandi that? See, this is why it's so hard to work with friends, because you get stupid ass friends that cannot distinguish Kandi the friend from Kandi the fucking producer, okay? This is your boss. This is somebody who is paying you. Why are you telling your boss that you almost didn't come to work? Kandi was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You have been missing a lot of rehearsal. And then Kandi reads off a text message or an email or something from the stage manager. Honey, that stage manager is so fucking over Portia, and talked about how Portia, you know, she come in for practice one day and then she tell us that she ain't gonna be there the next day. You know, when they tell her she needs to come in, she says she got some damn shoot or something that she can't reschedule. She didn't know that they was having practice the next day, or she comes in late and all this. I was just like, oh, Portia just... How you gonna fuck up your first gig, stupid? But wait a minute, Portia get all indignant.
See, this is what I mean. You need to talk to your team because they need to communicate with each other. They sent over a schedule that was supposed to be for everything, and it was just for October.
Kandi was just looking at her like this. When did you get the November schedule?
I didn't never get the November schedule. Wait, let me call Lauren, because Lauren could tell you better. Lauren, tell Kandi what you said to me.
Lauren get to going on about how she got the fucking schedule, the email, and it said it was for the entire thing, but it was just for October. So she didn't get the other one until a subsequent email. So Kandi was just like, when did you get the schedule for November? So then Lauren goes, well, they sent it on a separate email. I didn't know anything about the November practice until Don Juan called me, and then I went back and looked at it, and I got the second email on October 21st. Okay, so fucking 10 days before the new month started. What the fuck? Did you think that there was gonna be no more practice after October? You think you was just practicing until October and then you was gonna show up at the show at the end of November and be... I mean, like, didn't nobody think to say, I don't have the new schedule. Maybe I need to ask. No, ain't nobody thought that. Candy was just like, bitch, you talking about me? Talk to my team. You need to talk to your team. I know Candy was like, I've been fucking running business for quite some time now. We know how to get a goddamn schedule to my staff, okay? So don't sit up here and talk about what I need to do, honey. It's you. Candy got a lot on her plate, okay? Because not only is she trying to get this play together, but you know she got this shit going on with her mama and Todd, okay? So because Todd had been on her and saying that she needed to talk to a family therapist, she decides to get a therapist to come over to the house to talk to her and her mama. We got Dr. Sutherland. Dr. Sutherland looks nice enough, doesn't he? Kandi is explaining to Dr. Sutherland, I am trying to build a better relationship with my mom. Whenever I'm in a relationship, she's never really happy. Things have gotten really intense. So the therapist is like, well, you know, you as a grown woman, you know, why do you even allow this? Kandi says that shit that just really drives us all crazy. I see me not saying anything as a sign of respect. Anyways, Mama Joyce comes in and the counselor just wants to talk to Mama Joyce alone. So the counselor goes, you know, what's going on here? You know, Mama Joyce, she coming a little different this time. She got this real soft, dejected voice, okay?
Somewhere along the line, we lost communication. Her fiancé, well, I'm not too crazy about him.
Therapist said, how long have them two been together?
I guess they've been together about 2 years or so.
Well, what's the problem, lady?
First thing he did when they got together is he quit his job. And what man quits his $90,000 or $100,000 a year job for a woman who's a millionaire.
So you think that he's with her for her money? She's like, huh. So then the therapist is like, so this is why you and your daughter are in conflict?
No, that's not why, but since they've been together, she gained like 30 pounds. He should remind her you need to work out every day.
So then the therapist says, so you don't feel like he's helping her become a better woman?
She's like, no, he's not helping her become a better woman.
Then Mama Joy started up with the shit about, Kandi ain't had no real relationship with her father. And, I guess she's trying to imply that Kandi looks at Todd as a father figure. But, I mean, nobody gets Todd, Kandi looking at Todd as a father figure. I mean, she doesn't look up to him that way. He doesn't treat her like his child. I don't know. Mama Joyce is just reaching for straws at this point. The therapist sees through that shit right away. So he's just like, let me just ask you something. Have you ever sat down and talked to him like you're talking to me?
Well, we talked one time in that room over there.
You guys remember that time when Mama Joyce was drunk up in the other room and just cut up a fool? But then he says, well, let me ask you, how does he treat your daughter?
I don't know, because I don't really be around him all that much.
So then the therapist was like, okay, well, this is the whole thing, lady. I mean, you have a problem with a person that you never even sat down to try to get to know. You don't even know this man. Mama Joy, she get to crying and shit. She reaches for the tissue. He's like, well, what's the tears for? And, then she was just like, well, I've always been very protective for my children. And, she talks about her son that was killed. And, now she's, this Kandi and all this. And Kandi comes back in the room. Hey, listen. The bottom line is this. She's lost control of Kandi, and to a man no less, okay? And she feels that she's been ousted out of her spot, okay? And now she's sitting there with this therapist, and that's why she's feeling all quiet and not the regular Joyce that we normally see, because she knows her ass is fucking wrong. You can't sit up there and defend stupid, okay? Even I don't care how long you've been doing it, after a while, after somebody sit down and reasonably talk to you, okay? You see that you tripping. So fast forward down into time, okay, and it's a week before the play. They're rehearsing at the theater. Portia finally decides to show up at the theater. Kandi sees Portia and is like, you ready for this, right? And she's just like,
yes, I'm ready. I'm really ready. I'm here. I'm going to be here all the time.
Kandi was just like, yeah, because you missed a lot. We have a lot to do. It was a lot of dancing that they just showed us the other day and you weren't there. And Portia's stupid ass.
So they want us to sing and dance and stay in character the whole entire time?
Yes, that's what a musical is. Kandi was just like, I am so glad I got an understudy for this child. They trying to practice, get Portia caught up to speed on some of the shit Kandi and D Woods and, the stage manager. Now I done told y'all, she over this shit already, okay? She had enough. She called Portia over there and she's like, listen, I want to make sure that you are going to be here for the show.
Yes, I'm committed. I'm dedicated. I'm going to be here, and I hope you get that from me.
The manager was just like, and Portia was just like, well, what's the,
like you don't get that from me?
No, Portia. Because you fucking missed more than you've been there. What you talking about? That lady looked like she had so much shit to say, but she was just like, you know what, for the sake of my professionality and the fact that the cameras is right here and I still need to get me another gig doing other plays and everything, I'm just gonna not say nothing, but I sure got a lot to tell this stupid child. So the lady just drops it. She's just like, okay, well, if you here, then let's do the work, okay? And then, Portia just like,
I'm gonna be here. I don't want to be your headache.
We all get a headache when you on the screen, Portia. Anyways, you guys, the play is loosely based on Kandi and Joyce's life. And actually, when you listen to the words of the play, the shit that Kandi is saying in the script, it sounds like it's verbatim from their life. And I was just like, oh, okay, Kandi, I see you. You got the old passive aggressive, okay? You ain't gonna tell your mama. You gonna put it in a play and let the play be seen by the whole world and hope that your mama get the message then. Joyce come on down to the rehearsals and she walks in right when Kandi's singing.
I love him. He's my man. I don't care if you don't get it or don't understand. So if you got something bad to say, go and keep it moving and just get up out my way.
So, they're running through the play or whatever, and Mama Joyce is kind of sitting there smirking because I'm sure she can see some of herself in the character. I think Shirley Murdoch is playing the mama, which is supposed to be like Joyce, and Kandi is playing the daughter, which is Kandi. I guess Don Juan is taking her around, showing her a little bit of the theater, and then they bump into Todd, and Todd is kind of like, I got it from here. So first, Todd and Mama Joyce is just kind of shooting the shits, okay, not really saying nothing, little talk, like, how do you think the play is coming along? How do you like the theater? Kandi's really excited about everything. Oh, do you think you're gonna come? Are you gonna come with your sisters? Kandi has a section reserved for you guys, special and all that. The whole time Mama Joyce is just sort of like, yes, well, yeah, we coming. Oh yes, I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. And then we get down to it, and Todd is just like, well, I really just been wanting to talk to you, because I've heard a lot of things. A lot of people have told me that you think that I'm an opportunist, or you thought that I was dating her friend, or, you just kind of thought bad about me. And, I just wanted to talk to you and, maybe get it from you, so I can know for sure that that's exactly how you feel. And Mama Joyce now, she ain't one to back down. She was just like, well, Todd, it's not that I stopped liking you. It's that I stopped respecting you. That Todd had a look on his face like, ain't this about a bitch? When y'all got together, then you quit your job. And why would you quit your job? He was like, wait a minute. Now listen, first of all, Todd worked on the staff for Real Housewives of Atlanta, the production staff, okay? When him and Kandi got involved, you cannot be involved with somebody that you work with there, okay? So he had to make the choice. Either he was going to be with Kandi or he was going to be having his job. And he decided to quit his job so he could be with Kandi, okay? He says that when he when he left his job, he still had a lot of money saved, because he explained all this to us on The View. He's like, when you work in this kind of business, you already know that there might be times that you're not working. So you save money for the days when you don't have to work. Okay, so he took the time off. He wasn't living off of Kandi's money. He's not with Kandi for her money. He's with her for her. Okay, he wants to be with her. The mama was just like, oh, so you didn't take other jobs because you wanted to be here with her. And he was like, I didn't take other jobs because I wanted to be here as well. I'm not just doing all this for Kandi. I also want to be here. It was absolutely no way that if you're a regular feeling human being that you could, Todd was real respectful. Okay, and this is what I've always said about putting people in their place. You don't have to be crazy. When I say that you need to talk to somebody and put them in the place, correct them, fix the problem, you ain't got to be yelling and screaming, cussing, being disrespectful, none of that. He was just like, listen, I love Kandi and I'm here because I want to be here. I want us to move on to the next step. If we get married, I want everybody to be there. I don't want it to just be her cousin because my mom doesn't like me, or, all of that. And he was just like, I really would hope one day that you love me. Okay, and that you can start off just by liking me. And just for him to say that, I was just like, his mom has got to be proud of him. He just seems like a genuine, respectable dude. Okay, the shit that he's put up with Mama Joyce, okay, the fact that he's really tried to understand the dynamics of Kandi and her mama, I think is real commendable. Okay, that was a cool conversation. And Joyce, of course, she was sitting there quiet and she was going on and on about how, she's overprotective of her children because, the fact that she did lose her son, and, she just doesn't want anybody to take advantage. I mean, all that is understandable, and nobody's saying that she shouldn't feel like that, but taking it to the extent that she has without any proof to feel that way is the problem that we all have here. She was all still that quiet, dejected voice because, like I said, you cannot keep arguing stupid. When you finally realize that you are tripping, okay, it might take you some time to finally come around, but Joyce knows she's wrong. Okay, Joyce feels that she's wrong. She knows that she's wrong. Everybody has told her that she's wrong, and she just continuously, comes up with shit. Kandi gained 30 pounds. Or, he shouldn't have quit his job and all of that. She knows that she's wrong, and she's just she's at that point in her life where she just needs to come on and realize that she's tripping. Let this girl go. And we know that Kandi got married this past Friday, so she did lose that battle. Okay, Kandi has went on with her life. Everybody is still alive. Joyce, the end of the world didn't happen. Your daughter got married to this man, and everybody seems to still be okay. Okay, so yeah, it's time for Joyce to come on up off of this. Okay, enough is a fucking enough. Alright, you guys, so that's it. Let me get off of here. I know this video is probably going to be long. I got a lot of editing to do, and my stupid internet at home is so janky, so this still might not even be up till Tuesday. We're going to try for Monday, though. This is Monday. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.